Welcome to my channel. Click the subscribe button, like and share.
I'll never forget the day I saw him. It was early, around dawn. I was on my way to the market to set up my stall when I saw a man just sitting by the side of the road. He looked confused, like he didn't belong. But that wasn't what made me stop. His eyes, they were blank, like he didn't know who he was or where he was. He was wearing dirty clothes, mismatched sandals, and his hair was a mess, but that didn't stand out either. What struck me most was how lost he seemed. I didn't want to get involved, to be honest. It's not every day you see someone like that and think it's your problem. But something about him made me pause. I approached him slowly, keeping a bit of distance, because you never know with strangers. Are you okay? I asked, not sure what else to say. He looked up at me, and that's when he said it. I don't know where I am. Now, you hear stories all the time in our village, people getting lost, people running away from something. But this was different. There was something real strange about the way he said it. Like he wasn't just lost. Like he'd woken up in a whole new world and couldn't make sense of it. I asked him more questions, basic things. What's your name? Where are you from? How did you get here? But the more I asked, the more confused he became. He didn't know his name. He didn't know where he came from. And the worst part, he couldn't remember a single thing about how he ended up in our town. He wasn't from around here, that was clear. His skin was lighter, his accent different, like he wasn't from anywhere nearby. But there was no record of any foreigner coming through the village. No cars, no buses, nothing that would explain how he got here. It was like he had just appeared. I tried to help him, took him to the village head. Maybe someone else would recognize him or know what to do. But no one did. They gave him food, offered him a place to sleep, but they all kept their distance. People here don't trust strangers easily. Especially ones who show up with no past, no story. The next few days were strange. The man wandered around the village, trying to make sense of things. He tried talking to people, asking if they knew him or if they'd seen him before. But no one had any answers for him. It was like he didn't exist before that day. Some of the older villagers started whispering about curses, about spirits, about dark things that walk in the night. They said he could be one of them. One evening, after a few days, I saw him again by the river, just staring into the water like he was trying to remember something. I joined him, and we sat in silence for a while. Then, out of nowhere, he told me something. He said he'd been having dreams, weird ones. Dreams where he was running, chased by shadows, through a thick forest he didn't recognize. In the dream, he could hear voices calling his name, but he could never catch what they were saying. Every time he thought he was about to understand, he'd wake up, alone, confused, like he had that morning. I didn't know what to say. What could I say? The more I thought about it, the more it unsettled me. I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something more going on, something we couldn't see. As the days passed, things got worse. People started getting scared of him. A woman claimed she saw him wandering near her farm late at night, talking to himself, looking possessed. Another man swore he heard strange noises outside his hut, and when he looked, the stranger was standing there, just staring at his door. Everyone was on edge. One night, something happened that none of us could explain. The village dogs started howling, louder than ever before. It was so eerie, so loud that people came out of their houses, scared and confused. That's when we realized the stranger was gone. No one had seen him leave. His things were still in the hut we'd given him, but he wasn't there. A search party went out to look for him. We searched everywhere, by the river, in the forest, even near the old shrine where no one ever goes. But there was no sign of him. It was like he had vanished, just as mysteriously as he had appeared. The next morning, I went back to the place where I first saw him, hoping for some kind of answer. And there, on the ground, was something strange, footprints. But not just his. There were others, deeper, like someone or something had been walking with him. The footprints led off into the forest, the same forest from his dreams. We never saw him again. Some people say he was taken by spirits, others think he was running from something or someone. I don't know what to believe. But one thing is clear, he was never meant to be here. And whatever brought him, whatever was chasing him, eventually caught up. That's the end of it. But even now, when I pass that spot on the road, I think about him, sitting there, lost, with no memory of who he was. It's a reminder, I guess, that sometimes there are things we can't explain. And maybe we shouldn't try to.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.